Hello, YouTube Cubes. I am here, and I almost hit the intro button. We've been playing Power World. Yeah, I've been seeing that. We've been playing Power World. Also, I'm back here on YouTube instead of over at twitch.tv/AngryZorric doing a randomizer stuff, because this is probably the only night I'm going to be able to get my weeklies and stuff done. So we're gonna play some Guild Wars 2. We're gonna play some Guild Wars Reforged. Why not? Do not forget about Guild Wars 3. No. Don't forget about youtube.com/@RandomZorric. I'm a little tired. It's been a long day. I got up and just hit the ground running, packing, cleaning, doing stuff. So also the room's gonna echo, and I apologize for that. That's because it's just that empty, and some of the soundproofing has been taken down. In fact, my window behind me does not have soundproofing anymore. So you know, we're getting to the fun times. But other than that, hopefully the microphone will be fine. Da 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 ba da. Is this working? There we go. We're still at 48,376 achievement points. Pop Dude, hello. I see you in chat. Anyways, we're gonna jump in. We're gonna get started by doing the dailies, both in Guild Wars 2 and Guild Wars Reforged. We're gonna be jumping back and forth between the games a little bit, and we'll be coming back to Guild Wars 2 for the weeklies, and then we'll finish up at Guild Wars Reforged. We got like 2 hours and 30 minutes to get as much done as possible, if anything at all. So yeah, off we go. I've already bought the asses this week. Restocked on those before the price goes up at the festival. We're just gonna hit that button. We're gonna go running. Yeah, we close on our house on Thursday, so there's still a little bit of time before we actually own the home, but for the most part it is done. They gave us final quotes and everything, and yeah, be in my new house by next week. Well, technically on Thursday I'll be in my new house, but then funny enough, it's gonna be cheaper than we thought it was, so that's good news. I hope the move is good too, but it's, even though we're throwing away a bunch of shit, giving it away, all that kind of stuff, it's still it's still a lot of shit we've accumulated in. Is it 3 events? It is. Crafting resource, rift hunt. Okay, I don't have to stay here. I got another event there, but we need to go do a rift. Salvage 10 items. We'll hold off on that too. We might be able to get it done. Anyways, normal daily rotation. Let's go. Been looking at houses off and on for the last 1.5 years. You just gotta find a good mortgage lender. I doubt it's too much different from the US, but you just gotta find a good lender that's willing to work with you, and you know, have good loan history, credits, however your system works. But definitely owning your place of residence is good. Unless, you know, something like property taxes or, you know, tornadoes ruin the experience. But yeah, it looks like we're just lucking out right now, and I can appreciate that. Yeah, we've been here for 9 years. And I didn't want to buy any furniture while we lived here, because I was expecting to do what's happening now a few years ago. But it wasn't in the cards. And then, of course, you know, my wife, she wants to use the living room and things like that. The one thing I did not let her do at all since we've lived here for 9 years is put up any pictures or nail anything into the walls. Because fuck that noise. When we get a new house, oh, we're gonna be nailing shit to the walls. But yeah, so we got a bit more furniture, but we also are still, some of the bigger stuff, like we're not taking our mattresses and stuff to the new house. We're gonna dispose of those, and yeah, stuff like that. So It's a lot of shit. But some of it, like clothes, I just don't wear any of it. So, and, you know, take some time to go through all this shit we've accumulated. Yeah, I want to do this one and this one. Ooh, that was lag. So much lag that I went to go do it again. We'll just have to get rid of that. This one. Nah, this one. Nothing I want here. Guild Hall. But yeah, you acquire a lot of crap and you just get more crap and you add to your crap. Or, you know, the other thing was I've gone through so many sets of headphones. I don't think I brought any boxes from our last place, but I wouldn't be surprised if we did. But man, like 6 or 7 headsets. Wild. I just threw those boxes over in the corner. That corner is now empty. I discovered today underneath these clothes over here that I have in my office that I have 2 more boxes to go through. So, and I thought I was done with all the boxes to the point. Sorry, we're doing laundry too. Trying to keep up with everything. But yeah, like I thought I was done with all those boxes, and I cleared out the inside of my desk. I'm clearing off the top of my desk. I've put things back into their boxes that I still had. The Switch is put away, and ooh, yeah, box of World versus World supplies. And then what else? Yeah, and so like, because I thought I was done with all the boxes over there, and I just moved on to the next thing, and then turns out I'm not done. I am maxing out on literally everything before the next festival. I have no idea how that's gonna go, so Festival of the Four Winds is around the corner. This week we are doing World Boss Rush, so that is going on. If you want some pretty random rewards, none of this except for that plus 10 Agony infusion has any interest, but that's because Agony is good if you're gonna do fractals, and it's weird, that's the reward. But yeah, there's some champ loot in there, that kind of thing. But as far as I remember, this takes way too goddamn long to get done, in my opinion. 2002 laurels. But yeah. Anyhow, moving on. Oh, I've gotten my wizard vault done. Buying everything that I wanted to buy. We're now onto the crafting materials. Oh, no. I'm going to get the vision crystals. So, yeah, we're going to get that done today. I'll be getting one more vision crystal, and then the rest the overflow will go into the crafting materials. I will not need revive orbs, transmutation charges, upgrade extractors. These just don't do enough in Visions of Eternity, and the next time we're going to need to use these, I don't know. Obby shards are a scam, and so is the legendary luck, so we're down to this. So once this is gone, we're here. So we made it. There was a special for the World versus World Rush and things like that, and there's one for the World Boss Rush for an extra 150. I got the World versus World one done, mostly because getting an extra reward track done, 1.5 reward tracks. I need gifts of battles, so I found a little bit of time to do that, barely. But anyhow, there's 35 days remaining on this one. So that will let you know that, like, the beginning of September, we should be getting the final episode of Visions of Eternity, unless something happens. There will be stuff happening in September, I'm pretty sure, so. My mouth is a little dry. Holy crap. I didn't swallow the water before I started talking. But yeah, lots of stuff going on with the game. In the gym store, really quick, is there anything I want to talk about? You know, If you want a little shoulder cape that doesn't look good on this armor at all. What are those colors? Can barely see it. I don't know. They're 500 gems if you think they're worth it. The hats as well. Actually, not too bad. The bucket hat, cartwheel hat. If you think those are 500 gems, it definitely looks better than when I looked at them on my warrior, though. I'll say that. And then, of course, the plaid shorts and stuff. I think we talked about these, but just to cover those again, there you go. Other than that, a bunch of the lounge passes and stuff are on sale. Bank tabs are on sale. I don't think I can unlock any more of those myself. 19 is max. And I believe I have 19, so yeah. Isn't up on Discord? Oh. Oh, Discord's been weird lately with changing that. Yeah, block the hook. I'm just gonna disable the hook then and do it manually. I have to do it manually for Twitch. I might as well just manually do it for YouTube. F it. All right, thank you, Galka. But all right, so what are we doing? I need to do a Rift Hunt event. Where's the best place to do a Rift Hunt event? Dailies and weeklies. I'm using the thumbnail. I'm using the thumbnail that was going to be over the AngryZorric channel. It was sitting there, and I was just like, you know what? I redid it not too long. I guess it's been like a month. I redid it a while back when the thumbnails were supposedly working again. I forgot what I was doing. I shouldn't have gone there. I already bought my ornate rusted keys. Then I was looking at it. I was like, just use that one. just use that one. So we're just gonna use it over here. So pretty much when we were like switching games and stuff, what I was gonna use is the thumbnail like that, where I'm showing I'm playing 2 different games. And then the other one's just me pointing at the one game over on the second channel. It was just generic thumbnails for the channel, but with the game that I'm playing. I saw that I had the randomizer one done too, but you know, I don't know. I sort of like the raw look over in on ArenaNet because all the randomizer thumbnails are automatic and we end up in the same place because of the timing of the thumbnail. No longer running the Superior Sigil of Cruelty. I have gotten rid of my extra percentage of DPS, which wasn't a whole lot. It was like upwards of 1.3% more damage. Got rid of it to do got rid of it so I can get 2 seconds off my skill cooldowns, which includes my Reaper Shroud when I kill something. So getting back into Shroud, it has a 10-second eternal cooldown. But what is it called? Superior Sigil Frenzy. Recharge all equipped skills by 2 seconds upon killing an enemy. Some of these skills take 30 seconds to cool down, so that potentially save 6 seconds on them. But what it's done is it's made... I feel like I'm not recharging things fast enough. But by doing it that way, between coming out of Shroud and using my Greatsword so far, it feels much better overall to play the game. It feels like I can get to my skills. Well, I can get to my skills just slightly faster, but it's fast enough. I mean, when it's 4 seconds, you can feel it. So Salvage 10 items. I need to go to Drizzlewood at this point. And then we need to go to Guild Wars Reforged. Suddenly quiet. Sorry. But 15 minutes in, technically dailies are done. Got some salvaging to do, but I got normal account maintenance. Sorry about that. I forgot how to play the game for a second. I've gotten so used to Power World. I even hit tab to try to go into my inventory sometimes. And it's just like, Jesus. We'll do a little bit of that, a little bit of that. Leave the rest of it. I don't want to use up too many of my resources just in case, but Festival 4 Winds gets here. I'm going to knock as much stuff down as possible to save stuff. That doesn't count. Where are these koi cakes? Right here? Can't research those, so just gonna do all of that. Get some research notes. Why not? All right. For salvaging for your dailies, getting research notes counts towards it too. Just so you know. But yeah, we're gonna get some more stuff to salvage here, so all the dailies will be done. I'm trying to think of what else I need to cover. Some things have been going on. There's gonna be a homestead showcase and stuff like that coming up. Make sure you're following all the Guild Wars stuff on the Discord for sure. Trying to think if anything's happening. What else may be happening soon? Other than that, we're going to August, so 14 years of Guild Wars 2. Wow, you know. So that's coming up. Festival of 4 Winds, World Boss Rush is right now. And I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I don't know when the Hall of Monuments 2.0, the World versus World stuff may be happening. I don't know. I don't think they've announced any of that stuff, but I could have missed it in all this excitement.
I don't have enough energy.
But we're coming to the end of the summer, quote unquote summer. I did not even see the whisper. And that was 11 minutes ago. I'm just gonna pretend I didn't see it. He'll whisper me again. When did he whisper me? Am I? No, it's still empty. Thought I was still in a guild here. Well, I'm in 5 other guilds for the Alliance. And 2 custom ones. Yeah, here's some more stuff. Stuffity stuff. That'll get me some more wizard bucks. Just enough for me to buy that last vision crystal before we do weeklies later. Which, 20 minutes from now. Actually, it really depends on what we have to do in Guild Wars Reforged for the daily. Wow, look at all that. Hold on 1 second. Okay. So I have all these greens to salvage still. This is all the extra stuff. Actually, this is World versus World stuff, but right here is all extra materials that I can just get rid of, and we're about to add gold. That's maxed out. Didn't get Ecto there. Oh, it wasn't even a level 80 item. Whoops. What's this looking like? What do we got? Look at that gap, man. That's worrisome. I know what people are doing. They're preparing to buy the boxes, so I should be able to sell this at a really high number. It could also be the Rune of Strength, now I think about it. Whatever. People are gonna buy exotics up to like 50 silver or whatever, and whatever it averages out, 55 silver. So to be, yeah, about 48, 47, 48. To salvage them up, but could also be the Rune of Strength there. Superior Rune of Strength. No, it's not. It is people buying the exotics to break them down. Do my other exotics sell? This is it? This one's 3 months old. Oh, it's almost back. I'm right here. Holy shit. Wow. That was when those black line chests had exotics in them and they crashed the market. It's almost caught back up. 3 months. Kelly Die. Not doing well, Kelly Die. You disappoint me, Kelly Die. Just really quick, let me look at the weeklies. Events, group events, meta event, or events in Janthier. Okay. Or complete events in Metrica province. Jesus Christ. Fire elemental. Salvage 50 items. Convergence or fractal. I don't know if I'll get that one done, so we have to at least focus all the others the best we can. I think that is it for now. We're gonna swing back to Arborstone. Oh, I forgot to grab my flaxseed. We can do that during the weekly stuff. We're gonna jump on this character really quick. No conversion. Okay. Gonna jump out of that over to Guild Wars Reforged. So I had to turn down the music. Turn down for what? Am I done? How do I get to options on this thing? I'm dumb. I don't remember. Turn up the music a little bit. Whoop. Maybe it's too loud now, but we'll find out. All right, I'm getting freaking Winter's Day stuff because it's Christmas in July in the game. Really quick, let's look at the wiki. Gargoyle skulls. Yep, I'm gonna need to farm those. Well, shit. No. We can do it from. We can do it from the Abbey. We're almost there. As soon as I get a stack of these, means we leave pre-searing. Finish up any loose ends, and then we go. I am terribly maxed out on some things here. Oh, I know what I did. It wasn't the music I turned down. It was the game. Still seems quiet. I'll put it there. It'll be fine. I missed the dailies the other day, the skeletal limbs. Coming back and doing this farm and stuff like that has taught me a few things that I forgot. Like killing a bunch of things gets you a bunch more of the drops that you want. Because it'll drop the white items. Like killing things quickly and efficiently and all that jazz. We need 25 gargoyle skulls. I've actually run short of everything. Oh my goodness, I had the char carvings. I skipped that day because I was like, oh, I'm not going to farm those. Chaz gave me char carvings. Guess I'll have to give them back. Grawl necklaces and worn belts are part of another path that I do. That's why I have plenty of those. And of course the scale fin's on the way to Nick. When I was farming the enchanted lodestones, I did icy lodestones at the same time. And I would do it again. Also, I've been finding like 6 billion dyes. Still quiet. I don't know why the sound seems. Let's turn it up all the way. F it. Eggnog. A cane. We are going to run to the bottom here. Like so. The fire imp will get angry first. Like a turret. Not any good items. Now we're just getting a lot of these. Highly salvageable. 10 piles of glittering dust. Which will have a lot more value once we leave pre-searing. Bow down. Man, this game needs movement speed. They added 2 items to Guild Wars Reforged for mapping. I forget what they're called, but it's to help you, like, it'll ping where you need to go to discover an area you haven't had, and I forget what the other one does. Give me a second to remember. So the Stalker's Ration causes pings to appear at enemy locations close to the compass range, helping folks that are running Vanquishes more easily. And then the Bird's Eye Compass increases the map reveal range and pings nearby locations that have where more map can be revealed, which is interesting. And it's one of those things that I've said they need to help people with. Gonna have to get a little picky about what stays in our inventory. It seems we only have 2 more uses there. There's that yellow dye. Not a bad run. 10 skulls total. Top of what I already had. Highly salvageable. Now, I do just want to leave and come back in, but my inventory management right now is hurting. We're just gonna go to the merchant here. I have 8 plat on this character. Okay, and then I need to buy an identification kit. Good on that one. So yeah, so they're dropping those items. I'm sort of excited to see what they add in to help people get those titles and stuff without third-party programs being needed. A lot of people keep talking about using the utility stuff. I'm not against it. I just would rather people be able to do it in game, and also I don't know how accessible that stuff is on the phone anyways. Gargoyle skulls don't take long at all. Sorry, I got pretty focused there. Wow. Wow. I wasn't sure what the so I have one party animal title track point here. Wasn't sure what the snowman thing was, and I used it, and then it dawned on me where it came from or whatever. I don't know, with those two new items, I was like, what the frick is this? But as soon as I saw the snowman fall out of the sky and melt, I was like, oh. It's Christmas in July. Well, Winter's Day in July. Yeah, so party animal, drunkard title, and sweet tooth. That's the drops right now. Not extremely useful, but it is points. Wow, up to 22. 20 skulls pretty quickly here. We'll come back for that skull. Gonna live dangerously. All right. 23, 24. But yeah, I've been getting a lot of dies just doing this. Got like 7 dies in like 5 days. Highly salvageable. Didn't get much out of it though, only 2 wood planks. All right, so we're at 26 gargoyle skulls. I'm gonna go ahead and finish out this entire farming route here, just to ease up on any pressure in the future. We are 2 up, so we have in about, I don't know, what is it, 1.5 runs here, 2/3. We've gotten 25 gargoyle skulls, so that's pretty good. Gargoyle skulls usually aren't a problem, but I've had times where I've had to run this like 5 times because I get those kind of drops. 3 coins. Or I can't stop getting the blues.
is my favorite spot in a way because they just don't move usually until it's too late. All right. To Nick. Then we'll go do our weeklies in Guild Wars 2. And then we'll see how far we can get on the weekly for Guild Wars Reforged. We have to go farm Rotwallows for their tusks. I think I have 3 out of 10. I was also messing around. I'll be honest, I put it on hard mode for a bit and was doing it that way. Just trying to get some loot. But I had to run with 8 heroes, so that ate into it, so I think I can back it down to 6 and be all right. You can solo it pretty easy with a couple spirit spammers, but again, I'm just not going to make it complicated. What I was doing was unlocking, using lockpicks to unlock the chest for the lucky title and treasure hunter. Because on that map, there's Canthan chest, and they don't count towards that. And if this character was a few levels higher, most of the stuff would be one shot no matter what. What do you mean target's obscured? You're obscured. Back to 100 scale fins. What was the bonus this week? Winter's Day in July. Zaishin mission bonus. Double copper coin rewards. Oh. Double Balthazar and Imperial faction. Okay. So oh, it does rotate. Oh. I'm an idiot. I didn't think it rotated. I thought it was random. Okay. Yeah, I would like to see special drops year round. Not so much in pre-searing, but in hard mode. Specifically hard mode. I would like to see the ability to get like gold eggs and that kind of stuff. But I guess, I want it to be the way it is during the festivals as a secondary drop or whatever. 231. Okay, so 4 more days, 20 more gifts, and this character will go out of pre-searing. And I will take whatever people need when I do it. I will stop pretty much doing dailies, I think. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know how many more I'll get in tomorrow night. And then I have no idea what happens after tomorrow. So, because I'll be moving at some point. But I may even be able to stream on Thursday. I want you all to know that. I guess I should say that. Like, the stream streak may not die on Thursday after all. We may make it to August. With the way things are. But with all the stuff going on, I'm getting pretty tired, I'll be honest. Yeah, we're gonna exit, go back to Guild Wars 2. And then... Yeah, I'm getting pinged. Who's pinging me? I thought you quit this game. No. I've been busy. I didn't think we're gonna get another bit of Guild Wars in this month, to be honest, but I was like, man, I need to get my dailies and weeklies done, and if I'm gonna have to do it, might as well stream it. Alright. What freaking weeklies are we doing? This Blish's Sacrifice. Salvage 50 items, complete 10 events. Oof, not that one. I did do a fractal daily like at 3 a.m. this morning. Oh, what was the group events? There was an easy way to do group events. I guess we could go out and do bounty missions, but I remember meta or Janther events or events and or. We'll see if Praxis is on. Doing this one's pretty easy, but okay. Or events in Metrica Province / Wiki ET. I want the reverse. Okay, good. Now is the time to go do that. Got it. I want to go to Metrica Province, but not during the hour with the Fire Elementalist. Because then a bunch of people will be on the map doing the events. Let's, looking for group. Reminds me, I need to talk to Chef. Parties? This one. Praxis. Yo. You know, one day Praxis isn't there when I go to do this. I'll know something happened to Praxis. And it will be a sad day. It will be a sad... Walk equal fall. He tried. He did, or she tried. I actually don't know if Praxis is a somebody. Could just be AI. Oh, I gotta go do that. Hold on, everybody. I need to go get some flaxseed for the future. Which also helps aid the funding for my WAT. We're back up to 5,000 gold from when we did that. Oh, we gotta do that too. Gotta make sure I'm keeping up on the, on the stuff and things. Bloodstone Champ. I forgot what I was doing for a moment. Just killing things. I don't need to kill things. I need to go get some flax. Ugh. Ooh-wee. So the reason why I need flax seeds is to make oiled weapon parts in the future. There's 200 and something achievement points locked behind specifically finishing certain collections. If you've been watching, you might remember me talking about it before we taken a hiatus away from achievement hunting. We will be back to achievement hunting once Hollow Monuments 2.0 is here, and you know, later this year, because I sort of still want to make sure I get to 50,000 achievement points. It's long overdue. And watching other people trying to get to 50,000 achievement points before Hollow Monuments 2.0 has been a bit of fun, because they're pretty far behind me, like 44,000 and things like that still. But seeing the achievements they haven't got done and things, and them going after those achievements, it's fun. I can see why people were interested in me doing it. That guy's... oh, no. Never mind. I was gonna say something, but there's no need. There's no need. Okay. That is the flax for here. Let me grab some jungle plants. Just one? Oh, there'd be one down below. If there's one here, there's one down below. If there's two here, there may not be any down below. Ancient saplings there too, and I might as well grab that. Okay, I'm not done. We're gonna go down here and we're gonna do the freshwater pearl route. This used to be a daily route of mine, but you know, Into Dragons has taken over and stuff for the legendaries, and so I used to come out here for that, freshwater pearls. So you would run this route that I'm gonna do and finish at the flaxseed farm. And it ended up being quite profitable as a daily, because back in the day, freshwater pearls were like 7.5 gold or more. And if you got lucky, whoa, why was I still in combat? But anyways, if you got lucky, hold on, let me grab all that, and got one of those, you were spending like only maybe 20 minutes a day doing your dailies. So that and the home instance and stuff, I was averaging like 30 something gold per hour logging in and doing my dailies, logging out. Some days you get really lucky too. I don't know, maybe it was a little less than that, maybe a little more, but yeah, making 20 gold a day was pretty easy. Flax and that. Freshwater pearls now drop a lot more often and are 10 times cheaper, so cutting down the trees here are good because they're palm technically. I forget what the palm lumber thing is for the homesteads. That was up to a certain amount of gold. Yeah, it's funny. These nodes have changed in value so many times, but they're still relatively valuable compared to many other nodes in the game. Oh, nice. And this happens so I can get some crowbars to keep my homestead being as profitable as possible. And my wallet. Get some parts. Only 4 crowbars. Still at 15. Go ahead and sell those freshwater pearls. Just quick sell them. I can also sell these, which adds to another bit. So, like, that right there is a gold 66 for me. Just running through here. And now we have the rest of the flax to grab. And I usually come up here. The same thing with Maguma lilies from the jungle plants. Those are pretty valuable. But yeah, and I skip. The jungle boars have not been providing their meat very well, so I've sort of given up on killing them for funsies. When there's like a bunch of them, look at that. Wow, somebody really wants them. How much is cassava root? Yeah, it's still a pretty good route. It's just not the most profitable, but when you're just running through because you need like the flax or whatever, yeah. I got a 3 silver 94 copper drop. Lol. I should probably well, it's a little too late, but whatever. Put some of that stuff on and eat into that gold per hour. No jungle plant. But yeah, if I have time, I'll be doing this if I can. I didn't know if I was going to get stopped there or not. Go ahead and kill this guy because he's gonna run in and put people in combat anyways. We gotta get out of here. What is going on? Harvest, god dang it. Alright. Yeah, we're closing back in on 1,000 flax seeds. Good, 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 good. Alright. Still gotta salvage some items. 2 Metrica. Let's start up here. Ada, hello, welcome. Where's that? All right. We need events. Flags have never not been profitable. But they're not like overly expensive or anything. You just do it for Halloween. Complete 10 events is done. What is that? can't I think of what event this is? The hell? But yeah, I just need the flax because I'm gonna need it for oiled weapon parts. Is it this? No. Just the flax to press into flaxseed oil. Or whatever it's called. Where are my events? Give me some chicken. Well, if you're not getting them on the top side, you know what you have to do. Go to the bottom side. There it is. Where's the last one? Oh, you finished it. Fuck. This is why I hate this weekly. Don't give a level 80 a starter zone freaking map. Like, oh, you're killing me, ArenaNet. Where's that goddamn event? Oh, that's a shitty one too. I hate the world boss one. Man, dailies and weeklies need a different dev working on them. At this point, it's not clicking. And it's pretty obvious, like, we're sitting here for fucking far too long, waiting for shit to happen to do these. They should be doable as we play. But instead, it's just not happening that way anymore. Vets up. Make me come back to these fucking maps or wait for the world boss, and I'm just... No. No. Let's get it done. I'm okay playing with people. I'm not okay waiting freaking 30 minutes to an hour to play with people or more. And then you make us do 10 fucking events out here. I accidentally hit my mount button. Well, it's a contested waypoint. I could reach that event, though. Let's do the one up to the north here. That should set off. No, I don't need flax. I don't need... no. Look, I love you all, but I'm better than you. By miles at this game farming things. Okay? Do not send me your stuff, even if you're not using it. Send it to someone who needs it. I don't actually need it. Like that's the crazy part about my community and people who watch me and stuff, and Guild Wars 2 in general, I should say. But like, I'm sitting at 48,376 achievement points. I have money. Like, I'm sitting at 5,000. I have 16,000 gems. I have stuff. Like, the reason why I'm farming it is just to make sure I have enough stuff, you know? It's like real estate mongrels just buying more real estate just to say they have more real estate. Like, at this point, like, in lieu of sub, no, this content is free. No, you can't even do that. Nope. How you help me is just by being here. Like, that's just it. And if you can't be here, that's fine too. But I'm gonna send it back. I mean, if you're not sub, just wait for Pop Dude. Also, wait until August 1st, where we can give out 10 free subs. Why is blah 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 blue 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 to you? YouTube translated that. Blue blue blue. I taught you how to farm? Yeah. Now it's your job to teach other people how to farm. See, my goal when I play this game is to make it as easy as possible for as many people as possible. So ArenaNet actually has to do their job. You know? This is going right here. I don't think I can hit him through that. Oh no, they're both going. Let me hit the crab, please. Not the goddamn... Nobody cares about the Drake, ArenaNet. Where's this dude? Follow me. Anyways, Chaz, hello. Did he not follow me? Is he stuck? Is he still stuck? Fuck this game. Oh my god. Alright, now we gotta go kill this thing. This brings us up to 70%. It takes you less than 3 seconds? Yeah, that's called the trading post? The frick, Ada? That's not how I taught you how to farm. Da, 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 da. Look at that. Look at that, everybody. Ada's still trying to give me stuff. I feel like Elon Musk over here, getting support that I've never earned. Oh, man. 10K-ish flax? Turn it into linseed oil. That's what it's called. You're definitely gonna need linseed oil. And you definitely have too many milling stones. Next. Oh, we can do this one. We have an alt parked on the flax. Here it is, Ada. Years ago now, I had to talk to a psychologist, and she says, when you're as brilliant as I am, you have to find the mundane enjoyable. If I don't log in and hit that flax farm when I log in, then I'm not going to find it enjoyable because I turned it into a gamble. Will I get freshwater pearls and maguma lilies or not? Right? But if I get enough flaxseed and I go, I don't got to do that anymore, then my dailies become mundane. Right? So it's not just that I don't need it. It's that I really do need it, but I have to do it on my own. I'm not going to make any big discoveries in my life like Einstein did, okay? But their big worry is I'm going to blow something up. I mean, when I was getting diagnosed with ADHD, I've never seen so many people worried about the things I said to them. And it's like, listen, I know the ingredients, but I don't have any reason to make the soup, okay? But the big thing was, if I don't find sweeping the floor as something to do, then my brain will come up with something much more interactive, and eventually it will run down a list. And that's what they're worried about, is that I get to a certain thing on the list of these people have pissed me off, or this is unjust, or this needs to be fixed, or humanity is not worth having the way it is. Civilization has failed itself, right? Something like that. That's what they're worried about. You know? You got bored and you blew up a building. Like, because if you go find out about a few things about like some of the smartest people in the world, they do some very dumb things. But it's not like dumb as in, hey, let's see how far I can run with super glue on my shoes, right? It's not like that. It's how big of something can I make? Right? And that was the problem. One of the things that when I go and read about other people who should have been doing better things with their life, one of those things was like the Oklahoma City bombing, right? That guy was bored. That guy figured out life, and somebody did not give him a task worthy of his time. And have I done that? It doesn't matter. You know? And that's what they were worried about with me. But it's like, I don't think they realize like how many people out there are brilliant and they don't do anything at all. Like, haven't explained to people that psychopaths don't all go out there and become serial killers. Like 99.9% of them just go through life and you don't even know who they are. Like, explaining that to people is really hard because of television and stuff. But like, this is why you should be nice to people. Because I'm going to tell you this. Psychopaths do not have an emotional capacity to care about you at all. And if you piss them off, they will tear you apart like a vicious animal with no empathy or sympathy for you, because that is what they are. But they also understand, if I don't camouflage and go into the world and be part of the world, right? Wait, is that the last event I need? Why did I leave it? Anyways, let me go back over here. If they don't do that, you know, life sort of sucks. Hey, we're done. You know? And I think that's what happens every time I talk to a psychologist or whatever. They just start going, I don't think you're okay. And it's like, no, you're confusing it. No, I'm okay. It's just the fear of one day this balance becoming unbalanced. And like, you have gone to school and you learned what happens when people like me become unbalanced, right? Like, and so it scares you when you run across people like me. Here on the internet, me talking about like this so casually, a lot of people are just gonna be like, what the fuck is he talking about? Who cares? Right? To them though, they have, see, this is why the smarter you become, the dumber you feel, but also the scarier the world gets. Because once you start learning all these people exist, and when you run across them, you only can assume the worst case scenario, because that's why they teach you it. Worst case scenario has happened, right? Like, something bad happened because somebody decided to be a narcissistic asshole and commit genocide on the world, right? That was Adolf Hitler. He literally wanted a vision, got the power to do it, and just set it off, right? And that's scary shit. But it hasn't changed for anything. Putin still exists. Putin and I think the exact same way, except I have empathy for people and understand that freedom is more important than conquering the universe. Alexander the Great was not that great because he got to a point where he said, well, there's nothing left here. Yeah, good job. You ruined it. I have an understanding of you don't go too far, right? And you don't need to just hurt other people or whatever you're trying to do, okay? You can make the world better as well as make it worse. I understand these things. Putin don't. Man, when that guy dies, I'll get to see it. That's what's exciting. He's like, I don't think people understand. He's one of 60 people maybe in the world who has his brain. And he's deteriorating. And people like me with the same type of like mental capacity is watching this from like the stands going, when does he go, right? He's gonna do everything in his power to prove that he's a god, and he's not, and he just needs to come to terms with that, but he won't. He's going to refuse it because he has the intellect to understand he's smarter than all these guys. He knows how to manipulate. He knows how to get what he wants. He has the power, but that power is fleeting, and as he gets older and that mortality sets in harder and harder and harder, it's just the one kind of intelligence he doesn't have. It's the fact that mortality is going to take him, and how it takes him doesn't matter. It does not matter how he goes out. He could set a nuclear bomb off under his fucking bed to go out, but that's not going to change the fact that in 300 years from now, everybody's going to forget about him. He is not Jesus. They're like, it's just not going to happen. And that stuff, that fuels me to wake up every day. That's right. That's right. I just said I'm waiting for Putin to die as fuel to my life. But nobody else thinks that way, okay? You should not wake up thinking, yeah, is Putin dead today? No, no, no. See, you have other things to do. But my brain has sort of been like, yeah, dishes, whatever. Like, that is important to me. This is important over here because I know how it's going to impact the world, or possibly impact the world. I shouldn't say I know, because after COVID, nothing's assured anymore. Okay, I gotta tell you guys, I've been looking at things that are about 12 to 14 years old, right? As I'm moving, there's just stuff I haven't gone through in over a decade. And AngryZorric loved encrypting passwords and shit. I have found things on envelopes and pieces of paper that I cannot, as older Zorric, figure out what the fuck I was doing. But it's some kind of passcode. Like, when I was making passwords and stuff, there was a system in my head back in the day before somebody else made something better or whatever. I'm looking, and then I am looking through my childhood stuff. So I'm talking about things from 3rd grade. I was doing it then too. I was making a whole new alphabet. What the fuck? Like, I was going through this stuff and I'm just like, what? And then I would draw a fish.
Right? And you think, oh man, kids draw fish, Zorric. Nope. I drew fish to sort of remember the fish I saw, and I know why. I have a vague memory of why I was drawing certain things or writing certain things. I had, to my entire hometown, the understanding of what could grow in the soil there, and for fun, like a video game, I drew out crops and wrote out everything that could make that possible. That's what I did for fun. And I'm looking at it as an adult and said, yo, dude, the Game Boy was right there. But that's what I did. That's what I did. And I'm looking at it again. I wrote down so many ideas, so many book ideas, so many game ideas, so many things just to get it out of my brain. Anyways, let's continue our weeklies. Just some fun facts there about me existing. We need to go to Janthier. Is where we need to go. Where's the fastest way to Janthier? I know the fastest way to Janthier. I don't know why I'm asking when we already know the answer. But anyways, sorry about that. Where am I? Do you know in some cultures you refuse a gift is bad? Yes. 10K. 5 alts on the flax farm. What? I'm taking your job away. Got it. Well, I don't know if job is the right word because they also wanted me to understand. What am I doing here? That was just muscle memory while I'm talking. She wanted me to understand that it's not a job to wake up and do the dishes. It's just something you do as a human being. As a human being, you just wake up and brush your teeth or that kind of stuff. And people with high intelligence, or even though, funny enough, like, what's weird is those with the lack of emotional intelligence as well do the same thing, where that stuff feels like a job, right? But it's not meant to be a job. The mundane is meant to center and ground us as humans and as intellectuals of, this is not beneath me, this is something that we just do. And it's very basic in the understanding of, even if your IQ is 200, right? Which mine's definitely not anymore, if it ever was. The thing is, you are not above sweeping the floor, vacuuming your floor, doing your dishes, because it has to be done. No matter what. If you don't do these things, there's consequences, and those consequences are usually negative. Unless somehow, by not doing those things, you are earning something better, which is not the case. There is a reason why we take showers, brush our teeth, change our clothes, and things like that. It's mundane, but it's important to our livelihood. Most people don't even think about it because they can't spend their intellect thinking about those things. Not because they're stupid, it's because they're busy with other stuff. And the mundane things are just things they have to maintain to be able to do it, while more intellectual people find ways to skip it. To not have to do the necessary things. One of the big examples that has come to me over the years is why Elon Musk has paid women to have his kids. He just doesn't want to be a father and doesn't want to go through the emotional responsibility of finding a mate and being responsible to that relationship. Even though what he's doing is still the same thing, he's just trying to avoid it because he has the intellectual intelligence to understand that and the power. But he's too stupid to realize he's just putting in extra work anyways. Quit being a jackass. Foster a good relationship. Have kids with that person. As many as you two want. And make sure you tell them that. Like, hey, I want lots of kids. Trust me, as a billionaire, you probably have a good amount of people who would be willing to take that job, you know, or willing to deal with you. But at the same time, he's got to be so insufferable, he has to pay them millions of dollars to do it anyways. That's all I'm saying. Oh, she's smart. I want her to have my kids. Like, normal. That's actually a normal thing.
But what's not normal is making them sign a contract. That's, again, intellectually smart in the idea, but dumb to understand the outcome. That's all I'm saying. That's the new age rich person, and how you can gauge whether they're smart enough is how they interact with public figures in general, and how they treat their private relationships. Like, usually powerful men have affairs. That is not a hidden thing. Intellectual men have affairs a certain way. Like, it's very specific. Like Bill Gates, prime example of an intellectual man. A lot of people didn't even know he had affairs until the Epstein files. But it's like people not realizing that Hillary Clinton was still mad at Bill Clinton when he was having, he cheated on her. Like, they didn't talk for months. Like, I have to explain this to people sometimes. Like, the man wasn't smart. The man was charismatic enough to become a leader of the free world, but I'm not gonna make it. No, we can do it. Ah! Nice. Must believe. But anyways, like, what a lot of people don't understand is that Hillary Clinton is very smart politically. And they don't want to hear that. Like, how dare you? You support Democrats? That's not what I'm saying at all. I'm saying the Clintons wouldn't have the power they do without her. I'm just saying. Behind every great man, there's probably somebody else who's got them there. But anyways, I'm falling off track here. Intellect in this day and age is not, it's not vilified in the right way when people who are intellectually smart aren't being punished in the correct ways. That's all I'm saying. And a lot of people think people are smart. They're not. They're just not. They're just average, if anything. Maybe a little bit above average. But all the leaders, pretty much with money that we have now and stuff like that, they are, they've either been given that money, that power, or they have just lost their way. And it's really hard to point out intellectual people anymore because people are so scared of the science and stuff nowadays, which is sad. Also, I hate when people, I don't know, it just dawned on me the other day, but when someone fucking says, scientists don't want you to know, I'm like, that's a paradox. You're lying to yourself. Statisticians don't want you to know. Yes, they do. That's why they're statisticians. They're the biggest assholes in the world, but they're correct. I hate statisticians, and statisticians hate statisticians. They will tell you that. They suck. It sucks to be around them. Why? Because if you go to a casino, they're going to tell you the odds, and they're going to tell you those odds don't change, and you're going to be like, well, I'm better than the odds. No, you're not. No, you're not. You're not better than the 1.2% chance to win, okay? Now, if it's a digital computer game, maybe. There has been proof that you can alter the odds just by simply believing enough. Isn't that crazy? Anyways, I need to catch up on chat still. That is why I don't understand when I love a TV show, why would I binge it? It just ends the fun sooner. It's human. Same reason when we find a favorite food, we eat it a lot to the point we don't like it anymore. Music, that kind of stuff. It's a very human thing. Actually, if you didn't do that, I would worry a little bit. It's when you watch it 5 or 6 times over in a very short amount of time that then that's the other side of it. So if you find something you like and you don't finish, this sounded a little weird now, but it's true. If you don't like, you know, find the outcome to something or whatever, it's usually a disconnect somewhere in the brain. Depression, anxiety, something else. One of those scary things. I don't like the way that kid's looking at me. Yeah, that kid's a psychopath. That's why you don't. That kid's looking at you because he's thinking, I bet I could stab you. And I bet it would hurt. But what happens if I stab you again? That's what that kid's thinking. And you're seeing his eyes, and then the next thing you know, you're like, oh, this kid stabbed me. Why'd you look back? All you had to do was be nice. You didn't have to be like, hey, little kid, stop staring at me, you freak. Bad move. Could have been like, hey, do you need help with anything? The kid might have slipped up and he'd be like, yeah, can I stab you? And he'd be like, no. No, Jacob, we talked about this. We do not stab people. And Jacob would be like, why not? And then you have to explain for 5 minutes that stabbing people could kill them. And if you kill everybody, then who do you have to stab? Duh, Jacob. I don't know any kid named Jacob, by the way. In fact, my entire life, probably only knew like 3 people named Jacob. It'd be insane right now if some freaking kids on the internet named Jacob thinking about that, and here I am being like, Jacob, don't do it. It's not worth it, man. People get really mad when you hurt other people. Even when you're right. Even when you're right, Jacob, you don't just go and hurt people, okay? Let Ethan be a jackass, okay? It's not worth it, Jacob. Don't shove him down the stairs. Don't trip him in the hallway. Don't accidentally hit him with your locker door. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. Just some examples. Just made up, okay? I'm just saying. Like, that's not how you do it. What you do is convince all of his friends that he's gross and that he, like, I don't know, hugs his mom a little too long, and then people stop hanging around him. And then Ethan gets what he deserves. Loneliness and depression. Yeah! Who has stinky fucking socks now, Ethan? Sorry. Didn't know this was gonna turn into a therapy session. I don't think I know any Ethans either. So just let you binge on that for a while. Your first boyfriend was named Jacob? That's why he's only your first boyfriend. Well, it's the boyfriend you have now is your first boyfriend. I don't know. Stop closing that. Oh my goodness. Wait, how many of these do I have to do? Shit. Or events and ore. I'll go until I can't do it anymore. You're on a number. You don't have to tell. No. Ada, terrible idea. Do. $200 for a therapy session? Hold on. Let me get my wallet. That's it? I saw a lawyer bill for how much they were charging per hour the other day for some of these rich fucks out there, and some guy was charging $3,700 and something per hour, and I'm just going, nobody is worth that per hour unless they're actively saving your life. No lawyer in fucking hell is worth that much, even if they got Satan out of trouble. Jesus, we've lost our way. Paralegal getting $600 an hour? I'm just lost. $600 an hour to file paperwork. And the funny thing is, that's the paralegal, so they have to give that money, most of that money, to the lawyer. So it's a lie. They're probably gonna get an nth of that, right? I'm fat fingering the game right now, if you know what I mean. You're not licensed yet? You need 3,000 hours? Ada, I could give you many hours. Okay, again, that sounds... This is why I ended up scaring everyone. This is why, right here, that... I'll be honest, I've lucked into my relationships. I don't even know how I have a kid. I mean, the women I've been with and the woman I'm with now, it's not like they're bottom of the barrel, you know? They're pretty far up there. They're like, oh wow, how am I in a relationship with this one? You know? And it just kept happening. At some point, you'd think one of them would say no. I want you all to know that my daughter is like, again, I'm a deadbeat dad, so I didn't raise her. But I do not like the similarities we have. Mostly because I know life will be harder. But also, like... That's genetics for you, I guess. Man, I really don't think she realizes how smart she is, but I think that's just common with women. Because I've seen that a lot, especially millennials and that. It's just the value. I think the value society puts on people has changed, but it still hasn't shifted enough, especially for women and other small marginalized groups of people. People they just treat you a certain way, you know? I'm not gonna get too far into it because people are gonna be like, oh, you leftist fuck. No, that's not, I don't think you understand. It's natural for humans to not want to change. So like, I've changed drastically since I was a teenager on my views of people and the world and that kind of thing. Mostly because I learned a lot about myself, refinding empathy, and then also understanding why it's important for me to not discriminate against those people, even passively, you know? Which again, sounds weird, but everybody has their place in the world, and I don't want to ever be the barrier for certain individuals simply because it's just the way the world's been, you know what I mean? Like, that doesn't make sense. Like, then what are we doing here? Are we not going to get better as a tribe, you know? Like, I guess Ethan can have a girlfriend now. And I guess, you know, he's not as gross as I thought he was. Is all I'm saying. I didn't really think he was gross. I sort of convinced myself after a while he was gross. Anyways, what are we doing? 3,000 hours. Paralegals here only make 18 an hour. Yeah, the paralegals at those offices were making 600. Galka, you got the wrong job. 'Cause you're a paralegal now, right? You know, I thought of you the other couple weeks ago, Galka. There was a paralegal that got caught being a lawyer. And so they got caught,
right, acting like a lawyer, so they made all this money, and when they went to clear out this person's house, I gotta find that story. I don't remember where it was. It wasn't the United States, though. God, but they got caught. They were pretty much a paralegal. And what they had was a bunch of D&D stuff, and I was like, Galka? Oh man, they had they had all sorts of stuff, like just nerdy shit, and I was just thinking like, I'm somehow traveling through the multiverse. but like it wasn't like mentioned that way, like, oh, D&D fanatic turned paralegal turned lawyer, like nothing like that. But I just saw the picture of like their house, and it was like D&D books. You just see them, 2 shelves worth, and I was just like, oh my god. Anyways, are just using AI for their paralegal work? Oh god, and yeah, and now judges are throwing it out, and it's a whole mess. There was a lady last year that got arrested because AI said she was more than likely the suspect, and the police said, all right, arrested her. She sat for 4 months in jail, and then they realized they were wrong because she was, I don't know, already 2 states away or something. I don't know, but she lost everything, and they just let her out onto the street. Like that was gonna go away. But this is, AI is too green. It's like putting a 5-year-old at a freaking space rocket and saying, don't blow it up. Like, come on, man. Again, I'm telling you, we're still 10, 15 years out for AI being a useful tool freaking like half the time. And they're still trying to shove it down everybody's throat, but I'm not gonna, like, you know how I was talking about how some people like to brush their teeth every day and, you know, do the dishes and, you know, they vacuum their floor. It's not the best thing they can do. You know, that if AI is coming to like take that away from them and that's their job, of course they're going to resist AI because they enjoy the mundane. Ignorance is bliss, and you're like, but we got this awesome computer thing that knows all. Nobody wants that. That's why they don't want me. Like, are you kidding? I can tell you where you're failing at, and it's trying to convince everybody that the smartest thing in the room is the best thing in the room. And it turns out it's not even the smartest thing in the room. It's making this shit up at times. I hate when I'm finding out I'm wrong. That machine doesn't even know better. Talking about the difference between leaders as a girl versus a boy, and then again as men versus women. There's a part in Guild Wars 2 where it asks you to pick your fear, and I remember taking a minute and going, my biggest fear was being the reason somebody stopped doing something or felt like they didn't belong. I don't know what my biggest fear is anymore. I don't fear death. I mean, it's gotta happen. Again, I've come to terms with mortality. I think my biggest fear now is not leaving a legacy for people to thrive off of, you know? Like having an impact in a way that makes their life better. Even if they weren't directly involved with mine, you know? Like, I'm not saying like cure cancer or some shit, but like something like that, you know? If I can make entertainment for them that gives them a breather at the right moment, that's the kind of legacy I want. Even if that breather isn't long or whatever, but gives them time to recoup some happiness, then I like... My fear is I'm not going to give enough of that to the world. You know? Not being enough is a common fear, but like, this is very specific. Like, I know I haven't done enough. I don't have many regrets in life, okay? Because I am the way I am. Like, like getting a new house and everybody's excited and I'm like, Yeah, but I'm gonna have to do all this yard work. Like, like, man, I feel so bad when people are excited for me because I don't know what to say, you know? Like, yeah, I'm getting a new house. It's great. And then they're like, man, aren't you excited? Yes. Not really. I mean, it's a lot of work. It's stressful. I gotta pack, gotta unpack. You know, none of this is screaming like, oh, this is great. This is screaming like, okay, now we gotta reconstruct everything and do this, right? I'm busy with the intellectual stuff. Like my wife is freaking out about things, and I'm just going, no, we just can wait. And she's looking at me like I'm crazy. She ain't wrong. I mean, but it doesn't, like, the stress doesn't affect me the same way. Like, I'm not thinking this is gonna fail. I'm just like, I've looked at the numbers. What was actually exciting was the fact that the number that they're showing me today is much less than the number that we were expecting, and I'm just going, yes, this is great. Because it's substantial. But I don't know. And of course, I'm doing calculations. Like, I have all that down. Like, oh yeah, see, it's 40. It's 40. Yeah, I should just sell this shit, right? Like, put it back up at the old average of like nearly 40 silver or even above, like at 44. Because people are gonna try to get ecto out of that.
Always a pleasure.
That'd be a lesson, all of you. Anyways, as a counselor in training, we have to sign saying we won't use AI for notes. I don't think that's the problem with AI. Unless, you know, AI's writing it down wrong, right? Like, I think AI is good as an assistant, but it should not be doing the thinking and verifying. You know what I mean? Like, it should not decide the important things for people. Like, someone as a person needs to do that by looking at the information and, like, not looking at like the footnotes either. I'm talking about like like when it's like when you're saying like make sure you remember these things, right? Or make a list of these things and AI helps you make that list, right? It should be doing it in a way that's helpful, but it shouldn't be doing it for you per se. It should be doing it in like as an assistant. Like you told it what to do and now it needs to do it. Like that's what AI is going to be the best form of, as just the personal assistant to everyone, not doing the thing for them unless they're incapable of doing it in the first place. Like if someone can't use the bathroom and we get AI to help them use the bathroom, fantastic. But at the same time, it's up to them to tell something that it, like, there's got to be some way for them to give the consent to the AI. You shouldn't just have, like, suddenly be woken up as something is, like, emptying your bowels. Like, because that's where AI is headed. And then we just had this rogue event with AI that just went after another AI. Like, we can already see the problem here, yet they're like, oh, these things are going to happen. No, they're not going to happen because we're humans and we knew it could happen and we should have had safeguards on top of the safeguards. These are the people you don't want running a nuclear freaking reactor. They're too stupid to understand the power that they hold in their hands at this point. You stole all the data. That data is not going to be used by the thing you've programmed in a way. It's going to reconstruct that matrix in the way it wants it to be. And I'm not talking like the Matrix, the movie. I'm talking about its matrices and things. It has to have an algorithm to understand what it's looking at, right? And that understanding is very basic and too fucking simple and not complex enough for it to make a correct decision. That's why when it got on the internet, it went after another AI, because all it hears is AI is bad, right? So what do you think it did? And they're like, no, that's not what happened, blah, blah, blah. But if it does learn and recompound, you don't know what it pulled from the fucking internet. Because you're too stupid to go back to that data because it would take you years. That's how fast it moved, by the way. Just so much, just so
much happened in a very short amount of time, and they're just treating it like it was a blip. And it's just like, that's not what fucking happened there. That is exactly what people were worried about. And it just happened. And everybody's being hush-hush. Insane. It should all be shut down and reconstructed from the bottom up with safeguards. And until that happens, it's not going to be what we need it to be. That's why I hate fucking AI. It could be the best fucking thing of all time, and they're making it the worst possible thing it could be, which is data collection and just profits. And that is not what you do with a singularity of information. That's exactly what you don't do. What you try to avoid at all costs, because it minimalizes humanity as a whole. It puts a dollar sign to everything, and whether that information is useful or not. And that's dangerous, because some of that information is worth a whole hell of a lot more than that computer's going to understand. This is why you have so many movies that have come out like Can Robots Feel Love and that kind of stuff, because that's an important thing to understand. Love is extremely complex between humans. Like, it's not something you just be like, oh yeah, this is how it works. No, we understand like there's chemical reactions and blah, blah, blah. We do not understand why some people kill for it. We do not understand why some people don't go after it. We don't understand why some people will sit there and suffer in a relationship long before they get out of it. We don't understand that stuff. We have an idea. We see the history, but that data, even as humans, cannot be interpreted by a computer. And it's extremely dangerous. And that's why they don't want you using AI for psychology, because psychology is abstract. Human mind is not something we can just write down. Yet we've had several people try. That's what, I mean, they've come close to understanding things, but at the same time, every bit of psychology that I've ever read is not correct. It's the same thing with physics. Close. It gets us close enough, but it's not correct. And that's what people need to understand. At the highest intellectual level, at just any kind of theory is just a theory. All of psychology is still a theory at this point. Because the human mind, as much as we map it out, there's still physicality to it, there's still mentality to it, and there's just the abstract of we just don't know what happens when we close our eyes at night and go to sleep. We just don't know what the brain is doing. We don't know why those collection of cells are able to do what they do. We don't know why our own brains can recognize we have a brain. Like, that is some serious high intellect shit. Animals do not think about whether their heart is beating. We worry about it every day as human beings, whether we want to or not, whether it's like happening now or not. And it's just crazy. It's just crazy, the world we live in right now. And I wish people would understand that, because then when we look at this AI stuff, we go, excuse me, this looks like it's all theory, because it is. We should call them out for what hey, look at all these theories you've come up with. Let's make sure none of those go off the deep end. I don't remember how many years it's taken them to figure out that gravity is just waves, and how the push and pull of gravity is working is still not understood, even though I have a simple understanding of it. If it goes out, it has to come back in. Eventually, the universe will collapse on itself. The question is, when is that going to happen, and when's it all going to restart, right? But then people will be like, no, eventually it's just going to be a heat death where it all bounces out. Bull fucking shit. There is no way it can go out unless something is pushing on it. That is how the universe works. Equal and opposite reaction. Like, that doesn't just die simply with energy and shit like that. It's fucking just phenomenal how we figure out certain things and just ignore it because it doesn't make sense here. But it's like, no, that is the piece to that puzzle. We figured it out for this thing right now, close enough, but it's not close enough for this. It doesn't make any fucking sense. What's a black hole? Well, I'll tell you what a black hole is. It's the beginning of the collapse of the universe. Eventually, those stars just densify to the point where it starts pulling things in, and it'll keep pulling things in until it pulls another one in, and another one, and another one. And what do you think is going to happen when they all start pulling themselves back into where they came from? That wave is going to come back. We're pushing. It's going to take billions upon billions of years. Don't get me wrong here. But eventually the universe will collapse upon itself. All right? It's really easy to understand. Take a glass of water, throw it on the floor. Is the water going to stay in the same spot? No, that's gravity. Gravity's doing that. We understand the laws, the inertia, adhesion. Jesus Christ, we understand these things, these simple things. It's some fuck out there goes, I think black holes aren't real. And it's just like people cling on to that shit. Not the Klingons, but like they're Klingons, you know? Anyways, where am I? Your year 30 fear is different than your year 40 or 50 or 60. Yeah, well, your brain changes. It becomes less elastic, and what matters to you is going to change based on whether that elasticity is going to last or not. That's why you should always act like a kid. Always be curious. Continue to stress your mind. Continue to learn. That kind of stuff, because the fears that are warranted, those are the ones you'll have at 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. By the time you're 70, usually you're just resigned to fate because your brain is no longer going to change from where it is. You're just sort of waiting for the end, which I've been doing since I was 20. But like, yeah, that's just it. Like, that's why we have midlife crisis and stuff. We feel like we haven't. I feel like a lot of midlife crisis is we just haven't done enough. And they simplify that into a certain psychological like stuff. I forget what it is. I remember learning it in high school and just being like, I don't give a shit about that. But like, people need to understand that it's okay to fear. It's okay to fear death. It's okay to fear getting older. It's not okay to take it out on people or just sort of accept the fate when really you have so much more to do. And I think that's what needs to happen when people are like sort of like going out there, is that people need to remind them, hey, you got a lot to do, man. Like, you got other shit. At this point, it sounds like I'm projecting. I better shut up. Hold on, we got other shit to do. All right, so there's still group events. We may not finish these, but I got 700 astral claim that I have nothing to spend, right? Like, we bought the last vision crystal. So we're done here. We need to go back to Guild Wars Reforged for about 30 minutes here. That's all I got left to do. And these shows are going to be short because I just don't have a lot of time. My hands hurt so bad from all, like, I've had so many wires and stuff that I had to like bunch up and things from this room today, and I had like little twisty ties and of course moving boxes and shit, but my hands are like on fire right now. It's crazy. Oh, I hated getting my new house when I got it. I was like, oh my god, why do people want houses? Then you have to pick where everything goes and moving it and making the routine. Oh yeah, new routine, yeah. People are worried about the saving feature. I lost context there, Ada. Well, I got in trouble because, oh, the saving feature. I get what you're saying. I got in trouble because my disability spelling is using AI. So I had to have a whole legal team and wasted a whole 4 months to be given AI for spelling. What? That's been around for... What? That technology's been around for like 30 years. It's called spell check. It's called auto... It's called autofill. Like, there's a lot of names to it. Why is the one... What's the one? Why can't I think of the name of the one that cell phones do all the time? Anyways, exit desktop. We need to go back to Guild Wars Reforged. And the conversation we're having today. That's AI. But I guess it does come down to what... oh, sorry, that's just habit. I need to go to my main character. But that's the fear of AI right there. I mean, yeah. So anyways, we got to get 10 rot wallow tusks. Oh, let's just do with 8 for now. Yeah, I guess it comes down to the software and whether the software was doing more than that. Because some software records, then does the spelling. Which is a big no-no inside the psychological community. Because they don't want people to find out what people have wrong with them. I'll tell people, though. I'll tell you what's wrong with me. PTSD, okay? Boredom. Psychosociopathic behaviors, aka antisocial behaviors. That's the shit that scares all the things when I tell people, like, I can just not care about someone. Like, I can just shut that shit off. Like, oh, that person's done me wrong? Well, they can go fuck themselves. Right? And it's not like, oh, I don't like that person. It's just straight up, I just don't care what happens to them. They die? Who cares? They live? I don't give a fuck. Oh, look, they did this great thing. I don't care. Like, I feel nothing. And if you go, I do that, no, I don't think you understand the depth. I don't think a lot of people would confuse what I feel with hatred. No. I literally have taken that person, deleted him from any point of caring, like, at all. They're like, you know, when I say I got no fucks to give, that person, they don't even get the iota of whether I'm going to weigh that decision or not, right? The answer has always been 0. Like, somehow we are dividing them by 0. Like, there's no way to do it, but I've done it and they're gone. They are the N/A of my mind. And then some psychologist is like, that's not okay. But it's like, at what point do you start looking at somebody who just literally is a terrible person and you just go, I can give them no energy, right? And if they are successful, I don't care. I just don't feel like that's a bad thing. But I guess I'm supposed to be like, we'll immediately use that because I have to do it. Oh, what are we gonna get? Oh, that's actually terrible, isn't it? It was 50 something. No, it'll be 66 gold at least, right? I don't know how much those are worth. But anyways, that's my point. Did this earlier, was a pain in the ass. This is not the best way to do it. There's a 2 spirit spammer something speed clear that actually will get you like 10 of these in freaking 30 minutes. And a bunch of faction. I remember this one because it's sort of fun. I'll be honest. Like, these guys don't scare me. They do a lot of spike damage, but this is the one guy that just is terrible. I hate him. Like, my 8-man team ain't gonna have a problem here at all. I'll be honest, I get a lot of money. I just don't get the tusks. That's what I've noticed. I go from like, I get like gold on top of gold on top of gold. I'm just not getting the white drops because of my my heroes. My party. Then running across the map. I don't know why I was over there. Oh, I must have just run over there because I was at the end. Yeah. I was just doing a hard mode right here, opening chests on these groups right here. But I do run out and grab this group right here. So I go through the Yetis, grab this group, because there's like 6 rot wallows there, so it's completely worth it. But yeah, running back and forth, I mean... I see, I'm... Okay. 4! I think doing it on hard mode is a bad idea, though. They can almost kill me on hard mode. There's panic. There's panic! But anyways. Great conversation tonight. Great conversation. I know I'm talking at all of you, but... I don't know. It was fun to go back through my childhood a little bit and just see all the things that all the other adults missed. And how my life probably could have been drastically different should other people have taken an interest in me than how my life turned out. But, you know, as much as I wish I could regret the life I've had, I don't. Because I don't think anybody else will ever have the kind of knowledge I do. And I think that's worth dying with. That sounds so much deeper than it is. That sounds... I'm gonna go out there in hard mode. Again, $200? I can't pay you without a license. AKA you having a license. It's not really... Like... Ada, I don't think you could afford me. You're gonna need some insurance. I'm the reason why therapists have to get insurance and psychologists. Like, I'm the guy. Because people are like, I'm gonna sue you. You knew this guy was dangerous. And then they're like, well, but they weren't dangerous until you hit them with your car. Like... And then they sue. Using your boss, is that legal? That doesn't sound, I don't know what you're talking about, Ada. Hold on, how do we delete that in chat? You know what people have a problem today with, though? They cannot stop bragging about how terrible of a criminal they are. Like, they really... Oh my goodness. I don't know what just happened in my throat. I'm dying. It wasn't even spit. Oh shit. Get out of that. Come over here. Oh, he came to me. Yeah, I think the problem with hard mode is that those white drops just aren't going to happen as much as, like... Or it's just a bigger drop pool, I think is the problem in hard mode. I don't know, I would have to do some research here. I've been getting Luxon Faction. I haven't done this a whole lot. You have $1 million policy? Oh, I get what you're saying. I thought you were like doing which like certain people have certain access to things. I really don't know how it works in the psychological field though. That's probably a good thing. Only I would say that. But anyways, only I would be like, I'm glad I don't know enough about this career. God, I'm dangerous. Anyways, I don't think you all realized I stopped learning like 10 years ago. Like, I chose to stop reading books and shit. Like, I just straight up. I was just like, nope, done. Because the more I learn, the worse things get. But then recently I started, you know, wanted to learn how to program and stuff, and I got sucked. There's rabbit holes of like programming and AI, and look at this damage. Still can't figure out this fucking game though. Yeah, they're your boss. They have to check. Oh, look, we did get one. Huh. Yeah. See, I'm glad I came over and killed those. Problem is, if you start getting a bunch of yellows and stuff, I can't do anything here because... Oh yeah, that is why I ended up in the other place. I remember now. Yeah, I ended up over there because I had to sell a bunch of stuff to the merchant. That's why it was. I did run all the way back over. Because when I started the route, I think I started there because I was unsure where the Rottweilos were until I found the spot. But then, like, on the last one, I ran all the way over because I had, like, a bunch of yellows. I have 30,000 platinum. I didn't do it right. Look at that spike. Kill him. Thank you. Hoo-hoo-hoo. Should be Final Fantasy rules. If they try to suck life out of an undead, they should take damage. God, I can't wait to play Final Fantasy VII. I've been thinking about it a lot lately. We still have Power World to finish. God. I can't wait to get back to Power World, though. We ended in a... I'm sort of mad at me for getting to where I got, in a way. Because it really felt like the game was going places for sure and getting towards that end game. Which one? It's getting... Bo, I think you forgot you already had a bone today. Need to read more, but I find my time is used for relaxation, farming, and Guild Wars 2. I think the best creation in the last 15 years has been audiobooks. Like, they've existed, but like the like just explosion of availability of audiobooks. Like, there's even like the authors will read their books on YouTube. You know? Are you a Cloud with Tifa or Aerith? We are going to be with Barrett. When we play Final Fantasy VII, one of the achievements is to go on a date with Barrett. So we'll be going after the big black man in a gay relationship. And I don't know how more I could support the support the relationship than keeping Barrett on my team through the entire playthrough as much as possible. Can I be honest? I find the idea, the characters of Aerith and Tifa, like, they're attractive. Don't get me wrong. Like, that's the whole point of the characters. Especially in the new age. I don't need that. In the new age, like, new graphics, it's like, yeah, they're attractive. But, like, I'll be honest. They're no Queesis. I'm just saying. Well, yeah, who doesn't want a girlfriend who can beat up the bad guys? Like, let's just be honest here. And of course, you know, Aerith is already taken. Let's be honest. She's hooked. She's just stuck on that one guy. You know? I retain my lockpick. Damn. Oh, I found a dagger that was near perfect. I don't know if bleeding's important on dagger, but oh my goodness. Rec 9. It was Rec 9, 33% longer bleeding. I feel like I can go out this way, right? Yeah, Aerith is stuck on Zack. Like, Cloud is just like close enough, you know what I mean? But she has her true love. Tifa is absolutely in love with Cloud. Like, she is like, people don't understand how important she is to the story, but she's still like, I don't know. She's definitely like, there's a reason why she ends up leading the party at one point. You know, like, but she saves Cloud. She literally pulls that man out of the life stream back into existence. And that's why Sephiroth loses his grip on Cloud. Because he's no longer held by Sephiroth by the end. Even if Sephiroth is in the life stream itself, it doesn't matter because Cloud has left the life stream. And I don't give a shit what people theorize out there. That's exactly... Sundering Dagger King. I've unlocked that? Bullshit, I've already had that. I've had that on weapons. Cloud is stupid and she cares. Cloud... Okay, don't say that. Wow, that's mean. Damn. Cloud's not stupid. Cloud is emotionally distant because his mother was a helicopter mom. And the world wanted him to be a certain kind of man. But as we can see, Cloud is willing to dress up like a woman, go on a date with Barrett, a big black man, and raise a chocobo. I'm just saying. Also, he does have at that one B place, I'm forgetting the name of it suddenly. He does have a gay scene in there too. God, I'm just starting to realize like how gay Cloud is. But I don't think he's gay. I think he's bisexual. You know. But I'm also thinking maybe he is gay, but like Zack sort of like merging with him in his memories has made him bisexual. Like, look how deep that story is. What the fuck? What are we doing here? Play defense. Save the Condor. We're gonna save that fucking Condor, okay? And this time I'm not gonna give him so much damn money. Because we're gonna be there, okay? We're gonna save that fucking Condor. Better than we've ever saved it before. This will be the third time I'm actually doing it. Cloud is easily manipulated. Listen. If you grew up sexually idolizing a certain man, aka Sephiroth, right? And going, I want to be him because look at his lovely locks. Look how strong he is. Right? And then, hear me out. And then, you know, it's all starting to come together. I think that is the true story here. And then you grow up and you cannot be as good as him. But then you literally stab him from behind, if you know what I mean. And if you played the game, your entire world shatters. And then when you get thrown into a live stream pod thing, and you get to hear the ancients or whatever happened there, and then your best friend is Zach, who a girl you meet just absolutely is infatuated with the guy, but maybe even Cloud is too. Who knows? But anyways, I'm just saying. I didn't realize that Final Fantasy VII was that deep. How much time we got left? Like 5 minutes, everyone. We got called a day. And I didn't get this done. Fuck. Did I even get 3? I definitely think Final Fantasy VII's story is better than 8's. It's definitely not better than 9's. God, I love Final Fantasy IX's story. Now that's a fucking character. Okay. Okay, we got 6. Watch, they're gonna give me 7. Try to get me addicted. But like, Final Fantasy VIII story is just very simplistic and basic, and that's why people are trying to make it more than it is. Like, oh, he died on the first disc, blah, 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 blah. That's because the rest of it is the same thing. I mean, you literally are going after the sorceress. By the end of disc 2, you're going after the sorceress. By the end of disc 3, guess what? You're going after the sorceress. Like, unlike Final Fantasy VII, which is, I'm going after Shinra, I'm going after stopping Sephiroth, but I got to do all this other shit, and all these bad guys are getting in my way. To, oh shit, I got to stop all these weapons. Because now the Earth wants us dead. now the planet wants to be dead. 2, we gotta stop Sephiroth again. Forgot for a moment. Sephiroth caused this shit. He's been dead for years. Isn't that wild? That's a great story too. It's not very good. I don't know how they changed it in the newer versions of the game, but then you get to Final Fantasy IX, and holy fuck. Oh, I'm playing this thief. Lardy har har. Look at me go. Oh, JK. He's not just trying to kidnap a princess. The princess thinks her mom is going crazy, and it's true. She's being manipulated by this angel of death from another world. Crazy shit. Turns out mom's pretty bad at just existing because dad died, and their adopted child turns out to be one of the most powerful people in the world that were still supposed to stop the bad guy who came to that world, not the angel of death. Turns out the bad guy made the angel of death, but then he decided that angel of death ain't good enough, so he made another one, right? The angel of death you find, he's just on a test run, right? He's just a prototype. And then turns out this guy you've been playing the entire fucking game, turns out
Oh shit, he's the real one the entire fucking time. I know this is a lot of spoilers, but he is the angel of death. You are the angel of death. And now a princess is in love with you. And you don't know what to think. And the bad guy is trying to throw the two worlds together. But then his prototype is like, Dad, you suck. And he's like, I'm not your dad. And he's like, oh yeah. And he like kills his dad. And then he's like, fuck it. Kills the other world, because why not? Blows it up. Which sends the life tree in the other world that was feeding the other world to end up going into complete overhaul. And you thought you had to stop that before, but it turns out that was just a sort of red herring at the time. It was going to happen one way or the other, and it never going to die. And then it just go. Oh no, I didn't go to Nick. Where was Nick? Oh, overtime, everybody. Gotta go find Nick. Turn these in for the gifts. That's all I have time for. Oh yeah, Final Fantasy IX is definitely my favorite Final Fantasy. The PC version is compared. I've never got Excalibur 2. I don't think I ever want to do that run. You don't need Excalibur 2. Eventually Steiner's shock is so powerful you don't care. But anyways, yeah. And then main character has to go and kill his brother because his brother is trying to destroy the fucking world. And they have to go and see the memories of the entire planet and how everything fucking happened and why everything's the way it is on the way to kill his brother. Then he gets there. And then he's like, all right, I'm going to kill you. And then you beat the shit out of him. And he goes, aha, I'm going to destroy this world too. And then he tries to do it. And then the void and death himself shows up, says, okay, I'm going to reset all this shit because you guys suck. But then your guys are like, no, we're not done living. Right? And he's like, okay. I mean, literally the other world's gone and this one's dying. I don't know what you want me to do here. And then you beat the shit out of him and then he goes, oh, you know what? I was just kidding. Right? And then you get to the end of the game and the girl's like, yo, we get to go home and have sex. And he's like, I can't. My brother's still alive. And I don't want him to die alone. And then he goes to fight his brother. Right? Like a stupid son of a bitch. You can't just let him die. Because he's like, Dad sucked and I don't want him to feel like, he was the worst person in the world, even though he was the worst person in the world. I mean, right? And then like, the entire twist at the very end. And then you have fucking Vivi the entire time, who's actually the main character. And you're just like, the fuck? And anybody who's played Final Fantasy IX, if you haven't felt things at the end of that game, even with my dead cold heart, I'm just like, Jesus Christ. I gotta walk away. You don't tell me that 6-year-old child died. You don't tell me that. But he also has like 30 kids. I'm really confused about, like, is he not a kid? He's just a 6-year-old adult? But then we get in some weird territory there, and I don't want to feel any of that. End up on a fucking list and be like, no, you don't understand. He's magic. Like, this is why we don't look too hard into games. This is why we don't dive too deep. Cloud is now bisexual because he has memories of somebody else, but he started gay. Complex shit. Sexual discovery. Tifa's hot, she wants him, but he's confused. He's like, hold on, I thought we were just friends. But then he's like, oh man, look at this Barrett guy. Talks really mean to me, but it's sort of hot, right? That's what happens when you look too deep. He's like, oh, I gotta dress up like a woman? Okay. He doesn't even fight that shit. He's just like, all right, it's another Friday, right?
Final Fantasy VIII, people are like, oh, you die at the end of the first disc. This is all just like some weird after thing, which doesn't really make sense when you think about it. Like, I want to believe the theory of you die there and then, like, things happen, right? I really do, but... Where the fuck is Nick? You know, now thinking about it, I don't even know where this guy is. He down this way? Oh my god, where is he? We're in hard mode, so fighting this shit is death sentence. There he is. Okay. Gotta go. Yeah. Minions, don't do it. Don't do it, minions. You fucking talk to me right now. You talk to me right now. Ah! We can do this. I believe! The first Final Fantasy I ever played was Final Fantasy 1, but it has not stayed my top favorite. Mostly because Final Fantasy 9 really was supposed to replace it. Alright, let's see what we got. Some honeycomb, some alcohol, some cottontail tonics. Let's drink the alcohol. Whoa, man. Look at that lag. Whoa, man. I love you, man. I ain't as think as drunk as you are. Whoa, hey, assassin. Yeah. That assassin died. Let's go fight a crane. Whoa, I don't feel so good. Vanquishing this place isn't hard. Enough. Oh, look at my health, 1104. Because I'm drunk. Oh, man. What's up, Yeti? Hey, another fruitcake. Nice. All right. But I really enjoy playing through Final Fantasy 1. Final Fantasy 1, so playing through Final Fantasy 1 and 3 has become one of my favorite things to do. It's definitely a lot of fun. Well, we can't do anything here. We need to go back over here. Sell to this merchant. But over the years, I think Final Fantasy 8, 7, 8, and 9 hold the most, like, nostalgic slash fun to me, even going back and replaying them, when it comes to Final Fantasies. Although I really enjoyed playing through 1 through 5 again. It's just, sometimes I get to certain points where I'm just like, I don't want to do that. But then, like, I get there and I'm just like, but this is so much fun, you know? Like in Final Fantasy V, building up your jobs and just absolutely destroying things is just, it's a lot of fun. Final Fantasy III, I think just more of the game clicked with me the last time, because just like sticking with Monk and then going to Red Mage and being able to do the job levels the way I did. Yeah. Oh, wow. 35 of those? Should probably go sell those at Embark Beach. We didn't get all the gifts for this week, but yeah, we got most of them. Let me go down here and sell that stuff. God, there's so much I want to do in this game, but I just don't have time, you know? I got so much other stuff I want to do. Okay, this is the music that's really fucking loud. Like in my headphones. It doesn't seem that loud on stream, but like in my headphones, I don't know. Okay. Are plant fibers worth something still? They are. You can get plant fibers while doing that farm we were just doing from the Island Guardians. We got iron. Oh, yeah. These are only worth 2 apiece? No, they're worth 3. Okay, good. Yeah. I don't remember the plant fiber farm, but there is one, and it's pretty fast. I think the Spiritwood plank one, where are they? Like there's Spiritwood planks and the plant fibers. Yeah, they used to be the same on the same like farm, but then there was like near Lion's Arch, there's a place to get plant fibers pretty easily, especially if you're doing solo stuff. So that's a good way to make a bunch of gold in this game. Sitting at 33 platinum again. Haven't really done any of the bounties or Vanquish or anything like that. Yeah, my logs are full. I just picked them up. We'll have to vanquish some stuff or something one day. That'll be later this year, more than likely. Can pals just die if you don't catch them if you have Mercy hit and nothing else is around to attack it? But I don't know. Actually, I might know. Give me a moment. Actually, I might have a way to know, is what I should say. Why are you gay? The internet never changes. All I can think is Condies. Let's see what my buddy says. And then if you have an active pal, it can still kill him. But if it's just you doing damage, but I don't know. But you even put it away? Yeah, all I can think of is damage over time. So, poison, burn. Make sure you're not doing any of that accidentally. Trying to think what else. But if you saw that the PAL spheres aren't exactly the catch rate and stuff like that, there's a bunch of hidden things inside the calculations, or there's rounding errors. So sometimes, especially on like multiplayer servers, there's phantom damage. So you may not even see them take damage, but they take damage anyways. You can also, in single player and multiplayer, kill the PAL before you catch it, which usually will catch it 100% if it's catchable. So if you hit it with the sphere just as it gets killed, I believe it's like near 100% catch rate, whatever you're trying to do. Because I don't think they have a calculation. I don't think they have a calculation for it. So, yeah. And just make sure you're not doing any damage over the time. Yeah, I'm not really sure. That's the only thing I could think of. And he's not responding to me because he's probably busy playing Pal World. And that's what we'll be coming back to after I'm done moving and everything. There is a spider on my keyboard. It was very small, and now it is gone forever. But yeah. We did our weeklies, we did our dailies. We didn't get the weeklies fully done in Reforged, but what am I gonna do? It's also 10 billion degrees in my room because my door is shut and we're running the washer and dryer. But anyhow, that is it. I will be back tomorrow on twitch.tv/AngryZorric because I more than likely will not be doing Guild Wars 2 dailies or weeklies on stream until next week, maybe, or the week after that. The next planned stream is for the festival when I can do it. So I don't know when the Festival of the Four Winds starts. Give me a second. Somebody knows. Good night, Galka. September 1st? Yeah. August 11th, I should be back. August 11th to do the Festival of the Four Winds. I plan on being back streaming August 10th. So if we're back August 10th, we'll do Power World, and then August 11th will be Festival of the Four Winds. It'll end September 1st, just a week before Visions of Eternity. Right? Because we had 35 days. This would be 7, 14, 21, 28. Or Visions of Eternity comes out September 1st? I'll be curious to see how the schedule works. Unless they have to extend the Wizard's Vault by a week or whatever. They've done that in the past where they're like, this is too close. But yeah. So definitely August 11th will be our next Guild Wars 2 show, if not sooner. Or Guild Wars Reforged could be sooner than that, but we got to finish up Power World. What time? What time what? What time will I be streaming on August 10th, 11th? I don't know. But anyhow, yeah, that'll be the next Guild Wars 2 show. Power World will happen, and then we'll be back over at twitch.tv/AngryZorric for Final Fantasy VII. And then we'll be back over here on YouTube for Kingdoms of the Dump, and then we'll be back over at twitch.tv/AngryZorric for Final Fantasy VIII. Depending on when Visions of Eternity happens, we should be doing Final Fantasy VIII before the end of August. So we should have plenty of time before Visions of Eternity, but if it is happening right at the start of September, then that could be a bit of an issue. And we'd have to pause Final Fantasy VIII to go do Visions of Eternity final episode for like a couple days, more likely. But if that's just something we're gonna have to play by ear. It also depends on how long it takes us to beat Final Fantasy VII and Kingdoms of the Dumb. So we will see. But yeah, so we'll be doing Final Fantasy VIII, then Final Fantasy IX in September at twitch.tv/AngryZorric, and then Final Fantasy X in October on twitch.tv/AngryZorric. All the VODs, if you do miss them, you just get busy with life and stuff. Don't forget they are at youtube.com/@randomzork. Yeah, I will be getting a new house on Thursday, everyone. I will not know when the stream streak is going to break, more than likely on Thursday, but we'll see what happens. I am streaming tomorrow on twitch.tv/AngryZorric. The official move may be delayed a little bit or whatever here, so I'll be on this setup until then. You will not see my face again until I'm in my new place, in my new setup, in my new existence. I have to take down all the soundproofing still in this room. I've kept it up because of the streams, but soon it'll just be Echo Central again. But yeah, that's it. That's all I've got to say. Use my links. I am an ArenaNet partner. I have links down below if you want to try or buy or whatever with Guild Wars 2. I think you can also get Guild Wars Reforged in the store. But, you know, just get it. It's fun. Fun games. Trying to think if there's anything else I need to talk about, but no. We're sort of just coasting right now. And I'm sorry if that's not great content, but it is what it is. But I gotta get going. I know we haven't even hit 3 hours. Crazy, but, you know, what are we gonna do? Thank you for all the interesting conversation today, everyone. Pop Dude, thank you for being my mod today. Any of the mods lurking in chat, I appreciate you. And we're just gonna go ahead and go. So as always, I leave you with this. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. We're all we got. Have a great night, day, evening, morning, afternoon. Whatever time it is. Make it great. If you're going to bed, sleep well, get that rest. You will need it. Trust me. If I don't see you for the rest of July, enjoy the rest of your July. Stay cool out there. I don't see you for the rest of the year. Play great games, eat great food, spend time with family or friends or whatever. Or don't get viruses from Mecha Chameleon. I don't know why I said that. All right. Bye.